All right, we're given some information on internet users and award winners. So in other words, looking to see if there's actually a correlation between award winners. Do award winners depend on internet users? So I want to see what the graph looks like. So I open this in StatCrunch. I go to Stat, I go to Regression, Simple Linear. My X variables, my internet users, my award winners is my Y. If you're not sure, you could look at the graphs here, right? But we're looking to see, does award winners depend on internet users? And then I just want to be sure that I get a plot. And I do compute, and congrats my other YouTube videos there. And so I can see what this graph looks like. So it kind of looks like this one. Let's just be sure. Look at all these other ones. Yeah, so it looks like this graph. So I check my answer. All right, the linear correlation coefficient. I go back to the first page. And here, make this a little bit bigger. My correlation coefficient right here, 0.791. All right, and then determine the null and the alternative. The null is always equal, and if we say equals 0, we're saying that there is no correlation. So if we fail to reject the null, there is no correlation. The alternative says that we reject the null and we say there is a correlation. So these are always equal and not equal. All right, and my test statistic, I can actually get here in my table. You just have to be careful which one you're looking for. You're looking for the t-stat of the slope. So that's what, 2 decimals, so 2.59. All right, and then on that same line right here, you can see the p-value. So we want 3 decimals, 0.061. And then finally last, what do? Well, my p-value, 0.061, is certainly greater than 0.01. So in other words, I fail to reject the null. So if I fail to reject the null, well, let me answer this first. Because the p-value is greater than, then there is not sufficient evidence, because remember, this null states that there is no correlation. Kind of backwards from what we're thinking of hypothesis, but that's how you read this hypothesis, is the null is stating there is no correlation. We fail to reject the null because our p-value is greater than our alpha, so if we fail to reject, then we're saying there's not enough evidence to suggest a linear correlation.